Hey, what's up everyone? This is the watch list video for Thursday, July 14th. The SPY gap down today on the 8:30 CPI numbers that came out. I think 8.8 was expected and the number came in at 9.1, but the market recovered fairly nicely. We're still below the 20-day, so we'll see what happens from here. There you can see the gap down, looked like we were rolling over, and then held up pretty well, all things considered. One highlight from chat, I'm just going to slide this chart over that I took a screenshot of, PETZ. This is a screenshot of Brian V. You can see about 8 minutes. Something's wrong with this picture. Oh, that's right. Okay, about 8 minutes into the session. This is the opening candle, topped out at 245. It went down, and probably about 9 or 10 minutes in, it broke that second candle, and then really never looked back. But the stop was only about 15 cents below, right here below, kind of the low of day area. And the thing really took off here. But even if you just took the 245 pretty quickly to 270, this is a screenshot of the comment I put in the chat room for those that weren't there today, kind of giving a heads up on PETZ nearing the end of the day, and it was holding up pretty well. Shorts hadn't covered, and I thought the daily chart was looking good, so I put out these notes. Now, I didn't make a call, but I put out those notes to let everybody know, hey, I'm watching this thing, and if it closes strong, it's going to look really good after hours. Generally, that's kind of a tell for me to take a late day breakout, right? Again, I didn't call it, but I did take it as it broke the highs here, and it just absolutely ripped. This isn't the full day. It ended up rolling over at the end of the day, but I think I got 50 cents a share on some, which is pretty darn good for a stock that's under $3, right? Anyway, let me get that out of the way. Try that again. All right, so there's a highlight from today. What are we watching for tomorrow? Let's show you that PETZ. I have to zoom in so you can see it, though. Let me try that again. So you see this big pop here on massive volume back on June 23rd. Topped out at 373 and then came back down sideways. And then today actually hit 364. Kind of a weak close, though. I would have liked a stronger candle, but this is still one of my top watches for tomorrow. There you can see how it rolled over at the end of the day. You could maybe argue just profit taking, but absolutely one of my favorite charts going into tomorrow. Remember, no, I was going to put that sign up, but just I'll give you the brief summary for those that, I never know. Most people that watch my videos are members of the chat room. A lot of you are course takers, but they're on YouTube. So somebody may have just discovered me for the first time ever. And so I try to let everybody know on a regular basis that I'm a day trader. I do not hold overnight. So these are all stocks I will be watching. But I'll only trade any of them if I get an A+ intraday setup. And I make my money between the bells. I'll be in cash by the closing bell. All right. With that said, so GLSI is another one I want to watch. Pretty nice volume. There's a low floater. I went up to 14.29 yesterday. Today, kind of a quiet inside day. Topped out around, 12.22. Looking for a third day play there. INMD. Pretty strong volume the last couple days. I really don't see any kind of catalyst price as far as what any kind of breakout area other than today's high, which is 29.44, and it closed well off of that. So maybe we flag for a while below yesterday's high, and then we'll have a possible proper setup to trade that one. RHE, big rip yesterday, inside day to day, but held up pretty well. So I'm going to watch that one for a third day play. OMER, after this big pop, look, I'll show you what it looked like in real time. The next day is like, oh, well, so much for OMER, right? That thing just rolling right back over. But look what's happened. It's really held up pretty well and worked its way back up near recent highs. I don't love that, but I think it is worth keeping on a chart. SIGA actually broke recent highs today and topped out at the whole number 15. We all know that we like whole numbers, so we'll see if we get a setup in SIGA tomorrow. It's basically a monkeypox play. Now this one's obscure. SKYX. I watched this one trade for a little bit today, and then I realized, wow, this sucker's thin. This big volume spike back here, which looks like an all-time high in volume, still wasn't even 2 million shares, right? So then they put in a red day, and today put in a green day, but only 211,000 shares. The thing I like about it is today it topped out at 298, yesterday 299. So basically over 3, you got to break at the last 2 days high, and then a potential to get to 2 and maybe through that 333 from 3 sessions ago. But it's a low volume stock. All right, GOSS, big breakout today and a strong close. Let's keep our eyes on that one tomorrow. VLCN, also kind of obscure, but this long sideways chop on no volume, and then all of a sudden, 2 days ago, right? 3 sessions ago, I should say. Big volume, 55 million shares up to 257, and then it's pulled back on lower volume the last 2 days. So I'm just going to put it as a potential bounce play. They did have a nice headline. They make all-terrain vehicles that are electric, and I want to say 100-mile range. I only know this because I actually went to their website. Things are kind of cool looking, but at the same time, I said this in the video the other day that I think they're like 40 grand. But anyway, they got a bunch of pre-orders for them. And so that got the stock moving, but it's pulled back for a couple days. So anyway, I'm going to throw it on watch. PLRX did an offering after this big rip, but now you've got 2 days lower. You could argue it's holding up pretty well after the offering. Much lower volume the last 2 days. So I'm watching for a bounce play to turn back up there. We'll see. And then lastly, TBPH, which is an ugly daily chart, but in after hours is trading at 1109. I want to make sure, and I'll have time to make sure before the opening bell tomorrow, that wasn't a buyout or something, because it got in a really tight range after the initial pop. But if it's still gapping in the morning and it's not a buyout, we'll certainly add this to our gap playlist that we create before the opening bell in the morning. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.